Today I'm going to build a case to hold and charge these Walkie Talkies. Alright, so we're going to take some basic measurements. These are the 4 Walkie Talkies. My vision is to have the Walkie Talkies inside a case like this. I'll have a box that goes around it. And as for the Walkie Talkies themselves, I think I'm going to put a strip of some sort of foam where they can snugly fit inside snugly, and that is what will keep them in place. And then when a lid is on top, it'll keep them from bouncing and moving around. Okay, so in terms of components that I'm going to use to build this box, I have some detachable hinges, suitcase latches. So we're going to use 2 of these. We have the important component for our charging station. There we go. We got 6 ports, and we have our cables. And I wanted cables with a right angle connector like this. So when they're sitting in the box, they're not popping out like this. They're plugged in like that. See? Look at that. Wonderful. Let's take some measurements. Let's see that, can you? Work with me. Alright. Boy. Let's do 13. Alright, let's just do a little sketch up here. So for all of the walls, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this piece of 3/4 inch plywood for the base to make the bottom a little bit heavier, and for the walls and the structure itself I'm going to use 1/4 inch. I don't want the whole thing to be too heavy, and I have lots of 1/4 inch on hand. I think it's plenty. I'll be strong enough with that. So I got a cutout here. This is going to go on each side, sort of like this. The back's going to come up here. So I'm just going to make 2 of these identical pieces, and I think you'll understand a little bit more once I have that done. We're going to cut the piece for the front. All right. So, as you can see, this is the basic idea of what I'm going for here. Let's just check to make sure everything's good. Pretty nifty, I think. So, actually next I need to make the lid, the cover. So I'm going to make a cover that lifts off, comes off completely. I have these removable hinges. Just work like that. So I'm going to have the hinges on the top. And to take it off, when you open the lid, the hinges slip apart. You can take the whole lid right off. So now let's make some measurements and get our lid cut. We got a box. Okay, so I think I'm just going to label these parts. Alright, so we're going to start assembly of our main box here. I'm going to start with the sides, like so. Okay. And I'm going to be using screws to secure all of my pieces because I do not have a nail gun. I don't even have a compressor. Ergo, screws. Alright, we're back. It's about maybe an hour and a half after. Our little wooden box. I'll use this as an inset on the back of the box to help conceal the cord. I lost a video that explains that. You'll see what I mean in the upcoming steps. Should be dry enough. Main box. So we're going to cut out this square here. Where's my sacrificial 2x4? Where did I put it? Here's our jigsaw. Go. Let's cut a square. Go, we got our rectangle cut. So you see, this is where our cord is going to go. This is going to go in the middle, like that, and we'll wrap our cord around. Can you get an angle of that? You can see that. Alright, I'm just going to use these finishing nails. I wasn't thinking. The base of my box, I'm using 3/4 inch plywood. I didn't leave enough gap. Are you kidding me? Alright, so what I decided to do with my little screw up, I am simply going to leave a small gap at the bottom. I'm just going to leave it there. Alright, so before I screw this in, I'm going to drill a hole here where the power cable is going to come through. I need a hole. Alright, let's see. I need a hole that is big enough to fit this through. Let's just make sure that fits through. Perfect. Alright guys, I'm back. It's been about 2 days since I kind of put this project aside, but now we're going to continue on to it. In those 2 days, I came up with an inexpensive way of adding a foam to the box here, where the Walkie Talkies are going to sit inside. And that is to use some of this foam mat that I have laying around. Now I think I'm going to try cutting out maybe 3-4 layers of this stuff, sandwiching it together and cutting out the holes to put the Walkie Talkies inside. Let's try it out and see if it works. Let's measure out the inside dimensions. Okay, let's use this. Let's get something to put underneath so I don't scratch my table. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of doesn't cut too smoothly. It's like almost like air bubbles inside. So it gives it its cushion. Yeah. That fits beautifully. Look at that. So I just need a few more pieces, maybe 2 more of those. See if that fits in. Let's check. Go. This is nice. Look at this. Fits in perfect. You see we got a nice texture on the top. I really like that. Alright. So now we need to trace holes to be able to slide these guys in. There we go. Let's cut it out. I guess the best thing to use is the X-Acto. Yeah, let's just try with the X-Acto. If it doesn't work out, we'll get something else.
call Mommy because Mommy's looking for her cell phone.
Mommy. Mommy.
Stop it. What are you doing? How are they going to sit in there? That's so tiny.
Like this?
Oh.
Fits in, see? Look at that. Can't really cut it out too easily. Best is just to kind of pluck it out, I think. Seems to make it worse if I try to clean it up with the X-Acto. Let's see. Okay, so we got our, well, first layer. It's a little rough. Maybe we can try something different here. Skill saw blade. Oh, this is a lot easier. We got 2 holes. Okay. Let's get this in. Okay, I think we're going to leave it at that. They're in there nice and snug. Take them out. I'm going to glue this down just so that when you pull it out, it doesn't try to get out. It is exactly what I was going for. All right, let's glue this in. Now, cable routing. This is kind of what I've been putting off doing. I'm still not sure what I want to do for the cables. I think what I want to do is bring it a little closer here. I think I just might put some little slots or grooves in the top here. As you remember, we're going to have a top plate like this. Okay, so we actually got it solved quite easily. Here I was worried about not knowing what to do. I think it's going to work out fine. So this is fine anywhere over there. Alright, so to stick this, the charger, USB charger, into the back here, these strips, it's like Velcro strips. So I'm gonna, it's a very strong bond. Goes on like that. It doesn't come off easy. Here the surface is clean on the wood. Nice. That's not going anywhere. It's starting to look like something. Alright, our little cord wrapper thingamajig is done. We're gonna finally insert the cover. Alright. Pull this through. Actually, let's unplug it. Alright. We got the back on. And let's just test our little cord wrapper thing here. Look at that. Works great. Lots of space to spare. Nice, all tucked away. I made it a little bigger than I needed to. My cord's not too long. So, okay, let's get the cables run. Piece. It's coming along. Alright, so now we gotta wait a bit. Once this is dry, the next step is building the cover. Alright, I'm back. Let's take off the clamps. Alright, done. Let's put this aside, let it dry. So what I've decided to use is some good old-fashioned crazy glue. Alright, it's around 2 hours after I glued all this together. Alright, so go like that. But what we're going to do now is finally we're going to put on some of the hardware. And then I'll do some final sanding touches with the lid snapped in place. Alright, look at that. A little off-centered with these big clamps on, hopefully. Ooh, look at that. Goes back down. Aha. How do you like that? Just like that. Let's see. Everything operates. Ooh, look at that. So, open it up. Take it off. Put it back on. I'm really happy with this. This is great. We're pretty much done. We just need some little bit of final sanding. I'm gonna spray some polyurethane, some protection on it, and we'll be done. Alright, so I just taped up basically just the handle and the inside foam part here. I'm gonna go spray some polyurethane. This stuff. So I'm gonna put in about 2 or 3 coats, and with a light sanding between each one. Well guys, that's a wrap. I had a lot of fun on this build. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you like what you see, please subscribe.